Let's begin with the very first feeling, the one almost every man has experienced but almost no one dares to say out loud. It's that moment when you decide to leave your body alone for a few days, and very quickly something inside you shifts. Your mind feels clearer. Your body feels heavier in a grounded, powerful way. Even the world around you seems a little sharper, and that feeling is real. It just doesn't come from stored semen, as many people think. It comes from your brain. When you ejaculate often, especially with porn, your brain is pushed into constant bursts of dopamine. Those bursts blur your ability to feel pleasure from normal life. But the moment you pause, your brain finally has a chance to settle. Dopamine sensitivity begins to return. And as your nervous system finds its rhythm again, you start to feel more alert, more decisive, almost charged. It's not magic. It's not a hidden life force. It's your brain healing itself. And as we go a little deeper, you'll notice your body has a rhythm of its own. If you pay attention, you'll feel it between day 3 and day 5. That sweet spot where desire is sharper, your mood more uplifted, and your energy rises like a warm wave. This isn't mysticism, it's biology. During the first 4 to 5 days, your testicles produce semen at the fastest rate. Dopamine stabilizes, your nervous system becomes more responsive, and testosterone functions more efficiently. All those systems line up to create your peak state. But right after that, the rhythm shifts. Your body begins reabsorbing excess semen. Production slows down, the energy no longer climbs. You're not getting stronger, you're simply building pressure physically and mentally. And in that moment, your body quietly tells you a truth most men never hear. To perform at your best, you don't need to hold indefinitely. Your body already designed its own golden point, 4 to 5 days. But when you push beyond that natural rhythm, your body starts sending little warnings. Around day 7, 10, or 14, things change. Irritability creeps in. Focus becomes blurry. Energy rises and crashes in waves. Desire stops feeling like motivation and starts feeling like weight. Blue balls, this heavy, aching tightness, isn't mystical energy building up. It's just blood pooling in one area for too long without release. Not dangerous, but definitely uncomfortable. And then there are those nights when you wake up wet and frustrated thinking you failed. But a wet dream isn't failure. It's just your body releasing excess pressure when storage reaches its limit. It happens even when you're not thinking about sex. It's not a lack of discipline. It's biology taking care of you. Just like training. Too little won't help. Too much will hurt. Balance is the strongest place you can be. And this naturally leads us into something deeper. The Eastern philosophies that have been passed down for thousands of years. When men talk about semen retention, about preserving ki, or practicing brahmacharya, they aren't being superstitious. They're using ancient language to describe something very real. In traditional Chinese medicine, semen is the root of vitality. In Indian philosophy, brahmacharya teaches that restraint sharpens the mind and strengthens the spirit. And interestingly, modern science sees the same effects, but through a different lens. Reducing porn, reducing overstimulation, reducing excessive ejaculation. These things don't magically create energy. They simply let the brain breathe, let hormones stabilize, and let your body rest deeply again. Strong qi, in scientific language, is simply stable dopamine. A clear mind is reduced overstimulation. What ancient texts called essence, we now understand as the nervous system returning to balance. The only thing the old world got slightly wrong was the idea that the longer you hold, the stronger you get. In reality, moderation, not extremity, is where your true strength lies. And once you understand your body through both science and tradition, an important question appears almost naturally. How long is best? There has never been one universal number. There is only your rhythm. If you want stable performance, balanced mood, and healthy sexual function, 2 to 4 times a week is ideal. If you want that sharpened, powerful, laser-focused feeling, your body will guide you to 3 to 5 days. If you're detoxing from porn or rebuilding self-control, 7 to 14 days is often enough to reset your nervous system without overwhelming it. And if you're trying to conceive, the healthiest sperm comes with releases every 48-72 hours. More than anything, you don't need to follow social media. You just need to listen to your body. It has always known the rhythm. It's just waiting for you to hear it. Once you understand your body's natural rhythm, we can step into another layer of this experience, dopamine. Many people think No Nut November is all about semen, but the biggest changes actually happen in the brain. When you stop the intense hits, especially porn, which pushes dopamine far past healthy levels, your brain drops into a silence that can feel almost uncomfortable at first. You may feel restless, distracted, craving that quick spark, but that discomfort isn't failure, it's adjustment. And then, surprisingly, a few days later, something begins to unfold. Your thoughts come into focus. Your energy becomes steadier, not chaotic. You stop chasing the next hit and start feeling grounded in what you actually want. Some men call this inner calm. Others describe it as getting the steering wheel back. Ancient traditions called it storing energy or quieting the mind. Modern science calls it recovered dopamine sensitivity. But no matter the name, you'll feel it deeply. A soft kind of strength, but unmistakably sharp. When it comes to desire, this is where many men feel they're fighting themselves. But desire isn't the enemy, it's just a signal. And once you know how to balance it, everything becomes easier. A few slow belly breaths can calm your system within minutes. The same principle used in Qigong, yoga, and meditation for centuries. Sometimes all your body needs is movement, a brisk walk, a few push-ups, a splash of cool water. These tiny actions redistribute the blood pooling in your pelvis and dissolve that overwhelming tension. You don't need to suppress desire. You just need to guide it so that it becomes part of you, not something that controls you. And then we come to the two things men fear the most: wet dreams and blue balls. But both are simply normal physiology. Semen is produced continuously, and when storage is full, the body releases it automatically during sleep. It doesn't mean you lost discipline, it doesn't erase your progress, it doesn't judge you. It's your body maintaining its own health. Blue balls, too, is temporary, just blood congestion, not danger. A little movement or warmth is all it takes to let it fade. If there's one truth you should remember, it's this: your body is never working against you. Every reaction it sends is a form of protection. And then there is testosterone, a topic surrounded by so much confusion. Many men believe holding semen for long stretches skyrockets testosterone, but testosterone doesn't operate on a more days held more power system. It changes with sleep, stress, exercise, nutrition, not so much with ejaculation. Some small studies show a tiny increase around day 7, but it's too small to matter and doesn't last. The powerful feeling men get isn't testosterone jumping. It's dopamine balance, reduced stress, and a nervous system working smoothly again. Semen also doesn't store like a mystical battery. The body reabsorbs it quickly and efficiently, recycling nutrients in a smart, seamless system. And once these misconceptions fall away, the truth becomes beautifully simple. No Nut November isn't an enemy or a miracle. It's a tool, and tools take their value from how you use them. If you use NNN to understand your body, break free from porn, or rebuild discipline, it can be transformative. But if you use it to punish yourself, become extreme, or carry guilt for normal biological responses, it loses its purpose. Your body doesn't need to be silenced. It needs to be heard. In the end, your strength isn't measured by how many days you hold. It's measured by how well you understand yourself. Sometimes power comes from discipline. Other times it comes from knowing when to release. Real strength isn't in the semen you keep, but in the choices you make, the awareness you build, and the control you reclaim. And you always have the right to choose the strongest version of yourself.